Do this. Now listen, it's not that God won't prosper us, but Jesus didn't He didn't promise us light and fluffy. He promised us tribulation. He promised that we were going to go through things. Teens, look at me for a minute. I'm going to talk to you. This is a tough word, okay? Especially for teenagers. Because we don't always we want to tell our kids. I would love as a mom to tell my kids, Ben, look at me. I'd love to tell you that if you serve Jesus, it's going to be easy for you the whole of your days. But let me tell you something. I can't lie to my kids. It's not going to be easy for you. This is the hardest thing you're going to ever do in your life. This is it. This is the hardest thing you're ever going to do is serve the Lord. Why? Because you're going to be a fish going against the flow. You are going to be going against the flow of all the world. When they're going a different direction, you're going to be fighting against that. It's not easy. Here's the blessing in it, though. You're never alone. Amen. You have His strength, not your own. There's a blessing in it, but I can't promise you easy. Listen, you're going to make enemies. There's going to be people who do not like you. You're going to have to get over your fear of man, and you're going to have to get over your issue with needing man's approval. Because no person is going to approve of you like God approves of you. Amen. You are going to have to get beyond that. Yeah. You're going to have to strive to know that you have God's approval and it isn't about anybody else. Right. That's a hard thing. It's not an easy gospel. What's easy about it is that it's a gift. You don't have to earn it. It's a free gospel, but that doesn't make it easy. And so often we want this easy gospel. But God, you should just bless me and everything's great. But what happens when our heart has disobedience in it? What happens when we have rebellion? Hold on. Read this in the Amplified. Hear the word of the Lord, you children of Israel, for the Lord has a controversy, a pleading contention with the inhabitants of the land. Because there's no faithfulness, love, pity, mercy, or knowledge of God from a personal experience with Him in the land. Ooh, let me tell you something. What we need is a personal experience with Jehovah in this country. What we need is all of us to have a personal experience with God. Let me tell you something. The saddest part, you can all come to church. We can all sit in our pews. We can raise our little hands and do our little jig. But if you haven't had a personal experience with Him, it doesn't mean nothing. It's the personal experience that changes you. It's the moment you're dragged into the wilderness and it's all stripped away from you and you have heard God's voice for yourself. Yep. And He begins to draw your heart. That's the moment that changes you. Nothing else. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwells therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fish of the sea also shall be taken away. Let no man strive, nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priest. Therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. He's talking about Israel. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because they have rejected knowledge. And they've forgotten God's law. So you know what? The Lord said this to me when I was writing this back in January. He said, it's like a parent, a father, who removes everything, all the comforts, all the toys from a child who is in rebellion, all the privileges, in order to remove it from their life until their heart is made right. That's what He does. He removes all the extra stuff until it's just you and Him. And if you don't think that's coming with the United States, this is the call but it's also to us personally as the church. If we don't get obedient in the areas that God's been trying to get us obedient in, He will remove it all, take you to the wilderness to get back your heart. Because how far would He go to save one? How far would He go to save that one lamb? And if you want God to go the distance, He will. But do you understand what that means?
Ooh.
Well, I just want God to come after me. Do you really? It's a little easier to go the other direction.
Absolutely.
It's a lot easier for you to do the chasing. But when God comes after you, just know, He will compete with nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand that?
Uh-huh.
He will not compete with anything, which means He will remove everything out of His way to get to you.
Amen. That is a good word.
Now here's